Ladies, when you get to his wedding night, he's been planning this night his whole life. So what you need to do is stand where he tells you to stand, wear what he tells you to wear, and do what he tells you to do. You're going to make him the happiest man in the world.
Ew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a series called Christians Stop Being Goofy, where I respond to Christians and some of the goofy things they say, and ladies and gentlemen, this is one of them. Now, I agree with the creator that I got this original video from, that this might seem like a crude, bad joke at first, but the problem is that in some Christian circles, this is just truth. The idea being that the focus in the marriage bed needs to be upon what the man wants and what he desires. So on his wedding night, you, woman, should be doing what he wants you to do and standing and positioning yourself in the way that he wants you to. And I've been thinking about this too for a while, and most recently, I've been thinking about this because I'm in what I'm assuming is going to be the last relationship I'll ever be in. This is a Christian dating relationship that I'm in that is leading towards marriage, and so I have been thinking about these things, at least in the back of my head. Firstly, there doesn't seem to be anything in the scriptures to indicate to us where the focus should be in the marriage bed. But one passage that constantly comes to mind is that when Paul is talking about marriage, he says the man's body is now the wife and the wife's body is now the husband. And another thing to bring up is Christian virtue ethics. Basically, when there is a moral question that I have that doesn't land on the scriptures and doesn't seem to land within my conscience, I think about my ethical theory, which is virtue ethics, and particularly Christian virtue ethics, which I think is taught in the scriptures themselves. I wrote an article on this that you can go check out, but basically it asks the question, what does a virtuous or righteous person do? What are the virtues, and what is the goal of life? And we would say that the goal of life is to be a person of excellent moral character. For a Christian virtue ethicist, Jesus Christ becomes our moral exemplar, the perfect human being, and the ground in God, as well as Christ being the grounding of our virtue, and how we should demonstrate that virtue. So what are the righteous attributes? What are the virtues that Christians are meant to be displaying and that Jesus Christ displayed? And I think two big things is self-sacrifice and self-control, as well as obviously love, joy, peace, patience, etc. So because of that, and because of the verse talking about the man's body being the wife's body being the husband, instead of the man's appetite, let's say, dominating the marriage bed, instead, I think it should be equal. Both partners should be able to ask, what do you want to do? Is this okay? Should we stop? How can I help you get joy from this? So this moves the question from a question of authority, which is landed on the man, to a question of how do we demonstrate virtue in this situation, which both people need to be able to do. Let me know what you guys think.